Okay, I'll go. Hey, Johnny Park, Foo Fighters, for the Patreon folks. I could say thank you a million billion times for your great ideas and for your support, and it would never be enough. Also, for Matt Young, Anthony LaRocca, Alex Tuozo, and I'm going to say his name because I know he'll be super jazzed, the one and only Mr. Richard Carlson, and of course, for you too, boop boopy doo. Step 1, and most important, your guitar goes to drop D. Your E string goes down one whole step to become a very low D string. Let's take care of the meaty rhythm before we get to Dave's part. I'm going to do this as drop D power chords because it's fun and easy, just one finger, right? The first one is on the 9th fret, so all 3 low strings, D, A, and D, dad, in the 9th fret. 7th, 2, but you do that when you get to 2. Then you go 2, 4, 5, regular old D chord because we're in drop D, and it's one of the most beautiful things. When you're in drop D and you play a D chord, you get to strum all the strings. Back to 2. Here we go. 9, 7, 2, 2, 4, 5, D, 2. The second time is exactly the same, except we don't do the last 2. And that's it. Now let's do Dave's part. It's really fun. Let's take care of the riff first. It's awfully ergonomic in true Dave Grohl fashion. Grab D9 with your ring finger. B7 with your pointer finger. Back to D9, and then pointer finger grabs G7 and slides down to 6. This is where it's awesome. Middle finger on D7, ring finger now on B7, back to D7, and then I like to do ring finger on G7 and slide down again to 6. And that's the riff. I love how just your fingers just happen to be in the right spot for it. Yay. Now we get to talk about this really great way to play E7, follow my logic 007. E7, C, and then if you add your pinky finger to the G string 3rd fret, you get C7, of course. Well, C7, C sharp 7, D7, D sharp 7, E7 is the C7 shapes on frets 5, 6, and 7. So, you do your riff, and you play your E7, where we just talked about. Now we're going to do that walk up on the A string on 7, 9. Now you can play your whole entire regular C shape on frets 8, 9, and 10, and that's a G. Dave heads down to regular old D, and then his E7. So you do that twice, except, of course, there's no E7 at the end, just like with the meaty rhythm. Of course, you can mix up the riff and the meaty rhythm and do the chords anywhere you want, but, you know, the first law of nature is if you have 2 or 3 guitar players in a band, you don't want them playing the same thing in the same place, or else why would there be 2 or 3 guitar players? So when the guys hit G there, Dave hits G there. Here we go. See if I can do it. For Dave's part, for the verse, it's B minor, D, with the usual pinky finger action on the D, back to B minor, back to D, B minor one more time, this time to A, with the usual B string 3rd fret action on the A, and then here's yet another way to play E7. This is almost maybe even better. Follow my logic. D, D7 is inside out D, G2, B1, E2. Now use the wrong fingers to do that. Ring finger, middle finger, pinky fingers, so that we can move it up to D7, D sharp, E7, and then throw the E power chord on the bottom on the 2nd fret. And of course, here we go. B minor, D, B minor, D. One more time, B minor to A. Really cool E7. You can't, I mean, it's really hard to just throw your fingers down into that position, so I would pick one. I do the power chord, hit it, and that gives you time to form the rest of the chord. Into the next part. Going into the chorus, of course, we're cutting into that E7 and doing the walk-up with the power chords. 2, 4, into 5, that's a G power chord. We're also going to add the G string 7th fret there as well. And then it's D. There's lots of ways to play D. You could play D like this, or I'm going to give you 2 choices. I don't know which one is right, and it really doesn't matter, whichever one you prefer. Keeping in mind our dad strings are a power chord. We're also going to add a D note on the G string 7th fret, so that note's going to stay the whole time. G, D. Or you can add your ring finger to the D string 7th fret as well, so it's either open, open, 7, 7, or open, 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 7. It makes no difference. Pick your favorite. G, D, G, D. Bunch of times I think it's 4, and then we're going to switch to a C power chord. I'm going to use my fingers pointer and pinky on A and D, starting on the A string 3rd fret. A string drops down, which is why I use my pinky. F power chord on the 3rd fret. And D. C power chord, drop that fret, F, D. And that is, I believe that's the chorus. At the end of the second chorus, something different happens. You do this C, then drop the fret thing more times, and the last time you do it, you do the C, but then we hear that fancy E7 again. So you can either choose this one, which might be hard to get to in time, and we see Dave's hand move up to the position he's been playing E7 in anyways, so that's my choice, and he's headed back to his riff. So yeah, C power chord, E7 back to the thing. The next time we reach the intro section, they've thrown some tasty things in there to A, convince the audience that they practice together once in a while, and B, of course, to make our lives more difficult. But it's going to be a turnaround chord and A power chord. You can either play it, depending on who you're being and where you're being it, on the 7th fret as a drop D power chord, or in regular A position. So, if you're Dave, you play your riff, your E7, and then before you continue along. But if you're everyone else, and the first time we hit the intro, I could not tell, I don't think I heard fancy whole E7 chord in there for those guys, but this time I definitely do. So let's add it. We're gonna you could play your power chord here or here, and that will dictate whether you're playing A or A. Might as well play it there because you're headed back up here anyways. But if you're down here, and given how easy that was to get to really fancy E7, I'm guessing the guys, whom I did not check if they were here or here, because it doesn't matter, because it's the same as, but that was really nice, so I'm guessing they're down here. And then we continue along in normal fashion without the turnaround chord now until we get to the walk up with the power chords. 2, 4, and then we're going to play our G power chord with the G string 7th fret as well. To D. Do it again. And then when the drum fill happens and the phaser pedal kicks in, it's going to be 5th fret power chord, 4th fret. Then it's a verse, but they hit it hard with all the distortion, so when we hit the D chord, you're gonna do everything there. B minor, D, B minor, D, B minor to A, to really cool E7, with the walk up into the chorus, G, After however many times, it's to the C power chord, drop the fret, F, D, and this happens more times, but the last time, F, D up here, so they can go D, D, G, D. That is how you do that. Thank you so very much for being here. I hope I missed. I hope that was fun. I hit the hermit crab cage. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye. Don't worry, the hermit crabs are okay.